I see the ball well here. I think that's huge. I know the guy behind the plate, Yachty, was definitely not helping me. But just see the ball. It's definitely a hitter spark for me. So I'm excited to get out and see what it's got.
On Wednesday night, what role did you have? On the phone with your representative? Were you a text away? How did that process work for you before saying yes?
I was always a phone call away. You know. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I take that back. We were on a 2-hour time difference, so I guess Mo wanted to get in touch with me, but I was actually in the dentist chair, so I couldn't answer my phone. I actually sent Casey a picture, and he showed it Mo, so he knew I wasn't lying. So yeah, my mouth was open, and I couldn't. I wanted to tell him.
I mean, that was a first for me. That kind of photo.
But yeah, that was probably the only time I wasn't. So I was trying to take a nap, and Casey kept calling me, and I was like, "Babe, this nap is not gonna work out."
Next, you talked about a winning team being important, but were you able to assess a personality or a style of a team? Was that something that mattered to you, or is that something that's overblown in conversation anyway?
Wouldn't say it's overblown, but it's not huge for me. I feel like if I go in a clubhouse, we're gonna have fun. Even if you know the clubhouse is not having fun, we're gonna have fun. You know, win, lose or draw. Let's have fun. Because I believe that's gonna make us better. I feel like I can do that in a clubhouse. So either way, I know that we'll get some of the guys out of their shells if they are in the shell.
John Jay, did that blindside you, or did you have a sense already before that they weren't how they closed, that they were sort of moving along?
I kind of had a sense. You know, they did me a courtesy of giving me a call before they signed Jay, just to let me know, and which was a very professional deal on them. And you know, I'm be forever grateful. You know, I was a Cub, and obviously, you know, we made history, won a World Series, but you know, I guess that door's closed. And you know, I'm a Cardinal now, and we're trying to make history over here as well.
You're talking to championship players. They say that the ones that I've said that winning a World Series actually increases their hunger to win because the feeling is so great. You had time to think about that, about your hunger to get another one?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after you won the World Series, you know, and I know a lot of guys can contest to this. Like after you win, it's like, let's do this again. Let's do this again. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. All the emotions, you know, leading up to it. It's like you take that deep breath and you get that itch again. Like I said, winning's addictive.
What's your overall thought on starting the season here at Busch against the Chicago Cubs?
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. You know, you're now they're the rival. But you know, you still got some boys over there. We'll always be boys. We won a championship together. But you know, when you get on the field, it's go time. So now we're playing against each other. So.
We'll talk about the late night negotiation. Were you aware that 24 was retired here when you signed and allowed you to come to 25?
Yeah, I was aware, but my mentor is Barry Bond, so I figure you know, he's helped me throughout my career. So, you know, wearing 25 was the next best thing. Yeah, it's funny, yeah.
Well, there's still a ton of power out there on the free agent market. Is that you continue kind of? I mean, do you see yourself having conversations with them?
So with regard to sort of like what's next is, I think for us it's probably going to be looking more like at complementary pieces to what we currently have. There's no doubt we still have some work to do, but in terms of maybe making something even like a bolder type move of where we're at, I don't envision that at this time.
The Ian Desmond deal make it easier to wrap this up, or you're already kind of moving? Did it change the market or the structure and everything at that point, or?
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, our negotiation was very fluid throughout, and you know, certainly when you're looking at the terms of these types of deals, I think we had a pretty good idea of where this was going to end up. And you know, in the end, all negotiations always feel a little bit painful during the process, but that's sort of on both sides, I would imagine. And ultimately, we're very pleased where it ended up.
Braden, did it seem like it took a long time for you to serve, especially as other names are being moved one way or another during the
Casey was transparent with me. He definitely kept me abreast on everything that was happening, and I understand that this is a business and guys have to move, and but he had my best interest in mind, and these guys had to make a decision as well, and I'm just grateful that I was part of the decision making.
Like for you now, when basically a year ago you bet on yourself, it paid off.
I believe God has a plan for me, and if it wasn't in the cards, it wasn't in the cards. I know how hard I work, and if something freakish happened, then it happened, and it just wasn't meant to be. There's something else down the road that He wants me to pursue. But fortunately, it worked out, and I'm a Cardinal now, and I couldn't be happier.
What's the biggest changes in your mind playing defense here as opposed to where?
The wind's not as bad. But it's center field is center field. I think I played in one of the most difficult outfields, being at Coors Field, growing up playing there, and then playing at Wrigley with the wind. I think I've been weathered to withstand anything.
You've improved so much at getting on base, 393 last year. Who are some of the coaches and mentors that have helped? Obviously, you work hard. Who are some coaches that have helped you along the way that got you so good at that?
Barry Bonds for sure. Barry Bonds for sure. He's helped me out. I met him my last year in Colorado, and the rest is history. We've been working together since then, and he's really taught me how to be a professional hitter, a pro. And not a lot of people know I started switch hitting when I was, when I got to pro ball, and basically was teaching myself how to switch hit. So I've tried. I was telling Mo last night I tried everything, and to be able to stick with something, he taught me how to really train and how to really play the game. And I think there's more left in the tank, and hopefully I just keep improving.
Dexter Fowler, that big smile, and why not? 5 years to $82.5 million here. Look now at the highest on-base percentage as a leadoff hitter since 2009. He's among active players, and Fowler right in the mix here at 368. And Kenny, we had mentioned before the news conference started, 365 or higher in 4 of the last 5 years. But give us the details down here on Fowler's deal.
Well, Fran, as you just said, 5 years, $82.5 million with a full no-trade clause. That's something that only the best players get for the most part, and he gets one from the Cardinals. And to think of where he came from last year when he was struggling to get any deal, remember he showed up at Cubs spring training. He was sitting in a car with Theo Epstein. They were hiding him because they wanted to surprise the team. He had signed a 1-year, $13 million deal with the Cubs when everyone thought he was going to the Orioles. And it had been reported by a lot of people that he was going to be a member of the Orioles. 1 year, $13 million. He signs with the Cubs, signs back with them, and then today, 5 years, $82.5 million.
Well, and one of the things, Ryan, that I love is just sitting there and just watching Dexter Fowler. I mean, and just seeing that smile and seeing just how comfortable he is. Carp talking about Matt Carpenter, Mo talking about John Mozilla, who is the general manager and senior vice president of the Cardinals. But already, right away, now he's part of the family, and he's already a non-Canadian himself.
Dexter Fowler is just simply a special human being. If he wasn't a baseball player, he'd be successful at something else. He's a very intelligent player. It was interesting to hear him say becoming a pro, taking pro at bats. The Cardinals have always been one of the better teams at that, and the addition of Dexter Fowler puts them in a place that maybe they can get back to that 100-win plateau that they were at 2 years ago.
And Kenny, he told you that basically, look, I mean, he took the defensive stuff hard when there were some knocks on the way he played defensively in center.
Yes, I had a conversation at some point within this season about the metrics that showed he was a below-average center fielder prior to last season. And he was quite upset and quite insistent that he was still a really good center fielder. And he mentioned that the reason that he had such difficulties, according to the metrics, was he was playing so shallow. And he went to spring training last year thinking that he was going to tell Joe Madden, I've got to play deeper, man. We've got to fix this. And Joe Madden, the first words out of his mouth, we're going to play you deeper this year.
I do. Good stuff. 5 years, $82.5 million, full no trade. How are the Cubs reacting to Dexter Fowler moving from Chicago to St. Louis? Great stuff here from the Cubs. Classy, you go, we go, forever. Thanks, champ, and Dexter Fowler. Good stuff. Fowler is a Cardinal. We'll take a quick break here on Hot Stove. When we come back, we'll get off Tony Maserati's lawn.